Good morning guys, we are currently in France and we are parked up in a really nice little area on the edge of a village, and the cool thing about it is we are parked right next to our friends at Bus and Beyond.
It was the perfect timing. They were heading south just as we were heading north and our paths crossed.
In the quiet and in the storm, every rise and every fall.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Fancy seeing you here.
I know, not that we planned this at all.
No, not at all.
It's always good
Sean.
to see you guys.
What are those?
Oh, I can't believe that you're
finally.
here.
That's my
if I'd known you were here, I'd have worn something different.
Well, we've stolen from VW. No, we haven't. We've borrowed from VW a VW Grand California, one of the first ones. It's a pre-production model as well, so it's not even out yet.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Height of luxury.
The weather is fairly cold. We have been used to like 24 degrees every day in Portugal, so it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. But first, before we decide to hit the road and head for the Chunnel tunnel, we're going to have a little look around this Grand California 680. So the inside of this Grand California feels really spacious. If I step inside, you can see you've got the two swivel seats right there. Then you've got a nice bench seat over here. And 4 of us sat in this van last night and it just felt really comfortable. You've got the overhead shelf that we've got in our van, which is really useful for putting soft stuff like coats or pillows or extra blankets. And the storage in this van just feels massive, like the storage everywhere. This is the control panel, and in the reflection you can actually see our van. Over here in the kitchen you got a 2-burner hob, works off gas, and then you've got a nice sized sink as well. And at the back, this is really nice, but you've got a really large fixed double bed which just looks so comfortable. And it just means that you don't have to put your bed away every time, and we really like that in our van. So if I go in here, this is the special thing. You got a lovely big bathroom with a light that automatically comes on, which is really cool. There's loads of nice little features like that. There's just so much room. One of the things I noticed about this van and spending time in it yesterday evening with Lizzie and Sean, all of us can fit in it perfectly fine. There's more than enough room for 4 people, which is really nice. So it's definitely spacious, but it felt really comfortable. We had the gas Trumer heating on, which worked really nicely. It got really cozy, and I think the van itself, when it's empty, can look quite clinical, but as soon as you add your touches to it and make it more lived in, it really comes alive and feels really nice and cozy. Another really nice feature of this van is the slide out fridge. How cool is that? And we can check what Lizzie and Sean have got in their fridge. I can see some sausage rolls in there. And I shut that. And then up here, we've got this really cool table that is useful for a little bit of extra kitchen space. And one thing I've noticed about this van is it's built really solid.
Light of day or black of night.
See you later, guys. Adios. It was so lovely being able to catch up with Sean and Lizzie and Bentley on their way south. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel. A Bus and Beyond will have a link in the description. I'm just really happy that we managed to bump into them, and now we're going to make our way over to the UK.
Lay on down and I hit the lights. Close my eyes on a quiet night. Half in a dream and a sleeping till I hear little drops on my windowsill.
We have just arrived at the Chunnel tunnel and we are not far from the UK now, but before we do anything, we've come to the pet reception building to just double check if we need to check Ginjey in. I'm pretty sure we do, but Bee's gone inside to double check.
Oh, nice weather out there. So, we've never actually travelled to the UK with Ginjey Bear on the Eurotunnel, so this is a first for all three of us. We've got to bring Ginjey into the pet reception, so luckily we brought her backpack with us, and they just basically scan them, check them in, check their pet passport. I don't know if this is all going to change after Brexit, but for now I think it's going to be a nice simple procedure. Are you ready, Gigi? Come on, I've got a treat for you. Oh yeah.
Right there.
Here we go. Good girl. So I'm putting Ginjey's harness on because I'm putting her in the bag. There's dogs in there and I don't want to let her out. We'll open the bag up and she dives out and gets freaked out by a dog, and that's why I'm also not going to walk her in there on her lead because there's dogs. You ready?
How cute does Ginjey look in here? She's absolutely adorable.
Oh, that was easy. Just got to stick this on the window and we're good to go.
I know that sound and smell of darting rain. She moves my with her fame.
So that was easy. All three of us have made it through security and now we're just popping to the toilet before we get on the train, and I can't believe that we're only half an hour away from the UK.
She is the storm, the calm that proceeds, the howling wind and the still air in between, and I see.
So as I said, that was incredibly easy, and there's a reason why we always choose the Chunnel when we're doing the crossing over from France to the UK, because ferries versus the train, price wise the Chunnel is not as cheap as a ferry, but only by about 20 quid or so, and it's so much faster. We also got here early, so they allowed us to go on an earlier train, which is just fab because that never happens on a ferry. And right now we're sitting in the back of our home, we're all chilling, me, Ginjey and Theo having a snack. I think Theo might actually have a nap, and yeah, it's just really relaxing. I much prefer this, and also I get seasick, so if I can avoid going on a ferry I will avoid it at all costs.
Comes in quick, no warning signs. The lightning strikes from white skies. The things I hope are waterproof are tested as she rains through my roof.
We are out the tunnel, we are back on British soil, and this is where the adventure begins. It's been 12,000 miles, 8 months, all the way up to the Arctic Circle, and me and Bee are quite conflicted whether it's actually a good time to come back to the UK.
On the front line in the battle against coronavirus.
Storm Kira's arrival lived up to the forecasters' warnings.
Emergency measures such as the mass closure of schools could be just weeks away.
Sirens sounded to alert those living near the riverbanks of the impending floods.
Just like Gibraltar, straight to Morrison's as soon as we get to the UK, and we realised they do a vegan breakfast. I'm so hungry. I'm ready for this.
I have missed hash browns so much, and beans, just having beans is a normal thing.
I can't film much longer because I need to eat.
That is so good. I'm going to put on a lot of weight when we're back in the UK.
That breakfast was absolutely amazing. It hit the spot. It was just what we needed. And I know some of you guys are just going to be like, it's just a standard English breakfast, why are you so hyped? But trust me, when you don't get something like that for a long time, the most simplest of meals is absolutely the best. And I can say that whilst we're back in the UK, we're definitely going to be going for a curry, we're definitely going to go for a carvery, and probably another veggie breakfast, because that one really was delicious. And actually, I'm going to end the vlog there, because in the next one, we're heading to Belfast for our visa interview. We're going to cover all of the reasons why we're getting visas for the US, not the typical ESTA ones, and all the kind of stuff that we've got going on with that. So stay tuned for that video, and we'll see you on the next one.